Hi there, vinyl community. So it's, what is it, the 12th, 11th to 12th of January or something. I thought it was about time that I did a little bit of an update since my last update, which was kind of mid-December. So just show you what kind of things I received for Christmas, very kind gifts that I got from family and friends, and also kind of a few bits and bobs that I've accrued over the last kind of month or so, something like that. Probably slightly less than a month. So I had a really lovely Christmas with family and friends, and I did get a few records in the mix as well from a variety of different sources, and other music related paraphernalia, which I'll just show you now. I didn't get any Bowie records anyway. I got lots of Bowie stuff, but no Bowie records. I'll show you through that stuff in a minute. It's strictly not vinyl, but there's some really good stuff in there that I'm going to show you anyway. So the first one that I got, actually on Christmas Eve, with one member of my family that I didn't get to see at any other time, was the lovely new reissue repressing of Wish You Were Here by Floyd. Now I've gone into quite a lot of detail about how good I think these pressings are from all the other ones that I've reviewed, or not reviewed, but kind of mentioned and talked about, and this one is no different at all. In fact, the sound floor on it is almost invisible. It sounds absolutely superior to, I've got two other pressings of this which are loved, shall we say, well loved. So this one, it comes, I love the fact that they put the kind of the black shrink wrap bag on it, but rather than doing it as a shrink wrap, they've done it as kind of a poly bag so that you can open it and close it and keep the bag, which I think is really cool. I know that's it's a bit sad, it's a bit nerdy, but that's all good. I don't mind it. So this is one of my favourite Floyd albums. It's probably my second favourite Floyd album. So there we go. There's the card. Lovely. It's nice to see it in such a crisp, bright white colour, because all the copies that I've ever had have been quite faded and quite, like I say, loved. I do like the fact that they've given you the original postcard that comes with it, kind of almost like a Salvador Dali-esque kind of reflection image. Is it Dali, the guy that did the reflection of the elephant being the swans and whatnot? I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. The inner bag looks like this. I've got cut out corners of these three, which is correct. And then we have on the inside the record with labels. Correct. They're actually slightly darker blue on the labels than the originals that I've got, but it sounds phenomenal. I mean, genuinely, it's a beautiful record to listen to. So that's been spun a lot. I might have tweeted it. I don't tend to tweet all of the records that I listen to, purely because I listen to 2 or 3 or 4 every single night, and I think people will get bored. So I just kind of try and pick records that maybe I haven't tweeted about in a while to tell people about, rather than everything. Secondary to that, and slightly linked to that, the next album they released after that one was an album called Animals. I've got a first press of Animals on my shelf up there, but it's quite loved, and so I received this for Christmas. So that's another Floyd repress. You'll see a slight theme emerging, and it's a repress of Animals. So my good friend Pete, who I've mentioned before in previous videos, who I've just organised to go to Record Store 2017, where I'm going to go up to his house and we're going to nerd it up in Q for Records. Hopefully there'll be some good releases that we want this year. But he lives a fair distance in England. It's not really that far by anybody else's measure, I suppose, but he lives a few hours drive away. We both have children, so we don't see each other that often. In fact, we've seen each other once in the last 10 years. But we said I said I'd like to buy you a Christmas present this year, Pete, and he said, well, I'd like to buy you one. I said, well, I quite want the new Animals press, and he said, well, I want that as well. I said, well, let's save on postage, and I'll buy it for you, you buy it for me, I'll wrap it up for you, you wrap it up for me, and then put them under each other's tree, and then I'll open yours, you open mine. So that kind of worked nicely. So it's nice to see this cover, which I've got a very beaten up version of, in such crisp condition. Look at that, isn't it? It's brand new. It is brand new. It's an absolute beaut. This, I said Wish You Were Here was probably my second favourite Floyd album. It's difficult to really rank them. They kind of fluctuate, but this is without a doubt head and shoulders above all the others, in my opinion, the best Floyd album. I absolutely adore it. I don't think there's a bad track on it, and I think actually it's probably lyrically their most forward-thinking album. and it was panned at the time for being, you know, the old guard, if you like, you know, Sex Pistols floating down the Thames and all that. And actually, I think that was a stroke of musical genius. That entire album is one of my top 10 albums of all time. So I'm really glad. Thank you, Pete. So moving on, I received this from my mother-in-law. So it's his Billie Holiday, Lady Sings the Blues. It's a 60th anniversary Verve reissue. I think it's done on, is it Back to Black? I think it might be Back to Black. There is a download card, and they usually say, yeah, it is. Look, there we go. So it's a Back to Black one. I haven't done the download yet, but before I upload this video, I'm gonna, now that I've shown you all that card. So they would have the Verve records. This is a beautiful album. Billie Holiday is well documented as having a very difficult life, I suppose the word would be. Very challenging circumstances that she had to deal with, and she still managed to sing like she did. So track listing: Lady Sings the Blues, Travelling Light, Must Have That Man, Some of the Spring, Strange Fruit, which, wow, No Good Man, God Bless a Child, Good Morning Heartache, Love Me, Leave Me, Two Marvelous Words, Willow Weep for Me, and I Thought About You. So there we go. Really nice present. I was really chuffed with that. Very kind. Next up, my mum, bless her, bought me, I quite like Star Wars, I'm quite a Star Wars fan, so she bought me this. Now, I haven't got any of the Star Wars soundtracks on vinyl. I can't honestly say that I haven't played this, I know the soundtrack inside and out. I can't honestly say I expect this to sound phenomenally amazing, it being a picture disc, and it being quite mass produced, I imagine. But isn't that cool? It's the Death Star. It's actually 2 discs, so that's the second disc on the back there, and if I open it up, I'll show you the other 2 picture discs. John Williams' score, one of his most famous scores, so we've got like a starscape there with Darth Vader on it, try and not get the light, there you go. And then that side we've got kind of the X-Wing fighter ships shooting around the place. Oscar-winning composer John Williams, Episode 4, A New Hope, which was the original 1977 film. Yeah, it's just incredibly cool. And in fact, I might give it a spin, because I haven't got any of them on vinyl. I know they've reissued them recently on gold discs and hologram discs and stuff like that. And I just kind of, I've always had a couple more records that I needed to buy or wanted to buy that had to take priority. Things like the Floyd reissues and some of the Bowie stuff that's been, you know, coming out and whatnot. So yeah, I might spin that a little bit later and have a little enjoy of that. And the last record that I received for Christmas this year was from my elder brother, who bought me this because he thought I'd like it. I've heard of this band, it's just not a band that I particularly follow. Heard the name mentioned, and I might have been able to name a track or two, but it's the most recent album called Turn Blue by the Black Keys. So it's got this really kind of psychedelic swirly cover on the front and the back. There's a track listing in the middle, and then if you go inside, it gets even more psychedelic. I actually can't look at it, it makes me feel a bit giddy. There's a poster, which looks like that. Look into my eyes. Which serves no purpose other than to make you feel ill. There's a record. Obviously, the Black Keys are Dan Auerbach, and Patrick Carney, and there's the disc. It's got like a swirl on the middle of the disc, a little bit like a Vertigo swirl, but in the wrong colours. It's quite cool when it spins. And there's a CD in there as well that comes with it. So no download card, but a physical CD to go in the car, which it will do. So what do I think of the Black Keys? I really like it. It's really kind of old school rock and rolly. It's got kind of hints of almost like Floyd the kind of hanging organ chords at times. There's a lot of keys on it. There's a lot of bass lines on keys, which makes me feel a bit like the Doors, and the way they groove it as well sounds a bit Doorsy. There's a little bit of Pixies floating around in there, and it's quite down tempo. It's quite reflective, but it is really quite lovely, and my brother was quite right. I do like it, and it is a band that I'm now going to start exploring the back catalogue, because I know they've got a few albums. So if you know the band, the Black Keys, quite well, please comment below, let me know which one to get next, because I'm interested to do that. So that's all the records that I got for Christmas, but I did get some other music related stuff, so I'll just share that with you real quick. So first things first, it was my wedding anniversary just before Christmas, about a couple of weeks before. So my wife bought me this book, which is Duffy Bowie, and it's called 5 sessions as opposed to 5 years. So Brian Duffy is a photographer, very famous photographer, from kind of, he was born in the 30s or the 40s, but he lived certainly through the 60s, 70s and the 80s. And he did 5 photo sessions with David Bowie, there we go, documented different things. So he did the iconic Aladdin Sane cover, he also did the Lodger album cover, and down here he did the kind of Pierrot Lunaire clown shots that Bowie had done for Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. And actually, I think he did that album cover. I'm not quite that far into it yet, but I mean, I just opened a random page. That's the graphics and the artwork for the inner fold out for the Aladdin Sane. They eventually look like that. Where's another random thing? This is all the Lodger, the bathroom shots. You can see, kind of. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that look. So the setting up of the shot, the iconic shot. I've got Lodger up here somewhere. Been listening to that one quite a lot recently. Side A, it's an absolute corker. Yeah, there we go. There's Scary Monsters and whatnot. So this, a very thoughtful present from my wife. She obviously knows me very well. Obviously, he's married to me. I would hope so. Next up, I had a Secret Santa before Christmas, and somebody bought me this. I did tweet this, but that's Tony Visconti's autobiography, Bowie Bolan, the Brooklyn Boy. I haven't started it yet. I haven't had a chance. I've got too much to do. I've got a job to do and kids to try and raise badly. So that's on the reading list. I've got a couple of books to get through before I get to that one. That I can't wait to have a read of. What else did I get? My friend who works in a shop in London saw these come in, so he picked one of these up for me and sent it through the post. We don't usually do Christmas presents, so it's so sweet. So that there, a nice kind of Aladdin Sane style lightning flash. It's funny actually, because I bought my mum, massive Bowie fan, a very similar one. It was a gold and black one, with, rather than the lightning flash, it had the gold disc on Bowie's forehead. So very cool. So I was really glad about that. I'm going to iron that, and I'm going to put it in a frame. I'm going to put it on the wall in my office slash studio slash wife's wardrobe walk-in upstairs, because that was really thoughtful. I don't want to dry any pots and dishes with it. I also got a DVD of The Man Who Fell to Earth. It's actually an extremely detailed DVD, so it's quite a big fat booklet about the film. I'm not going to go too much into detail. Some art prints on cards, very cool. Another booklet, the film poster folded up, and there's 4 discs here. So there's a Blu-ray on this end, and then the DVD, and another DVD full of extras, and then an audio CD on the end, which I understand to be the soundtrack. I haven't got around to watching that yet, but I will. And now I have it. I have an extremely lovely copy of it, and I mean the box is really cool. It's kind of got this like shimmery hologram kind of idea going on. There you go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the final thing I got, that's from my sister, that one. The final thing I got, which is really cool, is this. This is the Complete David Bowie by Nicholas Pegg, and it's a big old fat book. And it's not a book that you can sit down and read cover. Well, I'm sure you can sit down and read it cover to cover. It's not one that I will sit down and read cover to cover. It's actually a reference book, which details all of his songs and all of his albums and all of the stages of his career. So I'm just looking at songs A to Z. We've got Lady Stardust from Ziggy Stardust. There's a page on that song, production notes, observations, musical observations and analysis. Wherever All the Good Times Gone from Pin-Ups. There's that one there. It's got a good long paragraph. What's this song? It's got a good couple of pages. Where Are We Now? So it goes. This one is it's done several editions of this. This is the revised one, the most recent one, which was done after Black Star. So this is the new edition, expanded and updated. I wonder which edition it is. Does it say? So this was done after his death. It's also got copious notes on his albums, even the live albums, which is great. I've read through a couple of them. What I tend to find I do is I stick a record on, if it's a Bowie record, and I'll sit, and as the tracks are playing, I will read through what Nicholas Pegg has said about that track. This actually brings a kind of another element to the songs. They're station to station. The song, not the album. The Nassau version is still my favourite. It's amazing. So that was from I can't remember now. One of my parents-in-law. What a fantastic book. So I haven't really. I mean, I did go looking for some records last week in a couple of shops near me, and I couldn't really find anything. I did get a Wham album for my wife because she likes Wham. And I also did pick up All Mod Cons by The Jam. It's a bit mucky. I'm going to clean it up, but that cost cost you £3, so I'm quite happy with that. All in all, a good couple of weeks. Happy New Year to all. I'll make another video probably mid-March sometime with kind of what I've been up to, but I'll keep tweeting the albums that I'm listening to. Take care of yourself, and I'll hopefully interact with you in some virtual way soon. Take care, bye-bye.